So, what do y'all recall that happened at the last session? Where did we last leave our party?
The cat was going to show us out.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Yes.
Nice kitty.
Yes, Bastet did say that he would help you guys out.
But we found the body of someone buried underneath the statue, and it came to life or something like that too.
When we put the staff back in its hand,
the staff brought it back to life, or
unpetrified it.
Yes. So what Raziel did is he took the staff, the eagle's head, and he touched it upon the brand that was on the body, and that did it unpetrified the body, and it came to life. Yes. And Lindsay, do we remember who that was, or who we think this person was?
It was Fiona's father. She had to step out for a second. She'll be back in just a second. But it was Fiona's father.
Yes. Sir Captain Cliffhanger, I believe, as Chris put it. All right. So, here, yeah, that's pretty much where it is. You guys have ended up taking this battle and defeating this guy who appears to have been another doppelganger, taking the form of Fiona's father. And you guys have talked the cat, Bastet, into helping you out, and you dispatched the white feline. It was kind of a big battle, and you guys did good on that. So I will leave it up to you.
Alright, so have we looted everything?
I think we hadn't completely resolved the room either, other than the finding of Fiona's father.
Yes, and there really wasn't much else to loot in this particular room. So underneath this stone throne, you guys had found and uncovered that there's this, well, for lack of a better term, a crypt or a coffin where this person had been stored for future purposes.
Alright, well, first off, I forgot his name already. What was his name?
Gareth. Gareth Ironsong.
Alright, so Garrett, assuming that's who you really are. Gareth, sorry. How the hell did you get down here? And who the hell are you?
This name, Gareth, yes, that is my name. But first off, how dare you talk to me in that tone of voice and that insolence? The hell did I get down here? Why should I trust you with anything more than my name?
We can just turn you back to stone and leave if that's what you want. And as to why I can talk to you that way, because we're the ones who saved your ass. Gareth.
As he stands up from his and dusts himself off from this, he looks at you like trying to figure out why somebody would talk at him like this. He's clearly not used to this type of disrespect.
I mean,
But-
you can talk to me, or I can, the dwarf can talk to you, and he's much less friendly, much more blunt.
And he's looking around the room and sees that he's a bit outnumbered. He's like, "Forgive me, I feel like we have gotten off on the wrong foot. First, allow me to thank you for bringing me back. I was apparently caught off guard by this being that was in this room. Last I remember, I had walked in and I had seen these murals and dioramas of these gods along these walls and along the floor. And the next thing I know, I am talking to you guys, or to you all. So, accept my apologies for my crass, and I accept my thanks for bringing me back. I do have one question for you. Tell me the year. What day is it?
I'm going to assume I know that, and Corin will give him the correct answer.
I was sincerely hoping you were going to answer that question and give me a milestone.
It's the year 9.
Ooh, 9. That's really kind of where I was hoping it was going to go, but year 9 it is. The year 9.
In the era of Bane.
In the... Ooh.
How long were we teleporting around?
All right. So, the year 9? Wait, he's clearly confused. You see him looking up and to the right. He's counting on his fingers. The year 9. What is... Wait, did you say in the time of Bane? What? He is completely flustered at the... How could that be? Is he here? Did they succeed? Is he back?
They haven't succeeded, but the Church of the Black Hand has taken over.
That is not good.
Let's flip this around. What's the last year what year did you come down here?
I should have expected that question.
And again, we don't need to know the actual year because I have no idea what year it is, but
Yes.
Corin would know.
Yes. Well, if y'all are talking in the year of the churches, things have gone terribly, terribly astray. The last I remember, it was in the autumn of I can't think of a month of this place, but some years ago, which Corin would understand to be several hundred years ago. And I had come to find this tomb, and I thought it would have been an interesting location. Put it like this, and it turns out it has been a very dangerous place. But yes, it was. This was the last I remember, and so Corin, you would recognize this as being about 300 years ago.
Ooh, you've been down here a while.
How long?
3 centuries, give or take.
Oh my God. Tell me more of this church.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about them. Our cleric might be able to answer that better than me.
I wrote out a copy of the book, the Black Book, as we had called it, from the church, which is now burned down, and kind of dust off the cover and hand it. It seems like this is their doctrine of choice these days.
He's flipping through the books, and he takes several minutes. He falls into a silence as he's just enamored, or that's the wrong word, enamored, but just taken aback at the words that he's seeing. I can't believe it's come this far. When the last I'd heard is you called them the Church of Bane. They said that they were trying to do that, and they were just a fledgling group just a few mere weeks ago, and they were heading to Melmuster, up near the Moonsea. And you're saying they've already turned into a bona fide church? And this is not good.
Well, I mean, it could all be just for tax purposes, I don't know. But yes, they do seem to be a very large...
As we can figure out, there was a resistance, and they all got dead.
What do you know of this resistance?
They're dead.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Some group of red flames. Then I take out the emblem that we've been carrying.
He rushes up to you and just grabs you by the hands and looks at this. Where did you come upon this symbol? Tell me, where?
Was this is the one we got in Lady Ironsong's crypt, correct?
Either that or the one we got by the boat. It's hard to remember nowadays.
So I guess we're handing him the symbol that we did get from Fiona's crypt.
Well, the way I see it is Eldon's holding it, and he just kind of cupped his hands and, holding... The symbol is still in Eldon's hands, but he's cupping his hands and he's looking at it. And, wild-eyed. I had given this to my daughter to protect it. How did you come upon this?
Oh, speaking of your daughter... Siona. Did we with audio?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There you are.
Okay. I guess I walk up to him and take off my bandana or whatever that's been covering my... and just ask if it looks familiar.
Is that an art that looks strangely familiar? That's got to be William's work. Have you found William?
Who's that?
Suppose.
Blue eyes?
The bluest you've ever seen? Blue as the winter sky? Piercing in the dark? Those blue eyes?
Would he go by Billy?
He might have in the past.
Hate to break it to you, bud. He dead too.
Yep. See the aforementioned resistance.
This is... Apparently our plans were all for naught. Tell me of this. Did William speak of anything in particular? Did he tell you his plans?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, not the distrust you or anything, but we just met you and I don't really trust you.
That is fair enough. I understand. I've just met you, and forgive me. Apparently, I've been away from quite some time. I don't know the rituals or the constraints of the day or the social norms. But
you came here. Oh, sorry to
go ahead.
interrupt. But when you came here, did you know what this place that we're at, what this was built for, and why?
Did you easily access it? Like, is there an exit?
There's an entrance. Honestly, not too far from this very room, but getting in this far was not too problematic. But deeper down, it was. I had some hard times. But again, tell me, this symbol, this red flame symbol has been an artifact in my family for some time. And again, how did you come to hold it?
Oh, well, we actually had a run-in with your daughter. A few insert weeks or months or whatever back. And after a brief parley with her, we were convinced that she had some unfinished business to attend to, and we carried on her work.
So she has passed on as well.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
3 centuries.
We spoke to her in spirit in the place of her resting place. She granted us and allowed us to take a couple of items with us, and this symbol was one of them.
For what it's worth, the Ironsong name is legend in the Red Flames. She died nothing lessly.
Well, that is good to hear. Unfortunately, that means she must not. She was not able to carry on the quest as full. But if she entrusted you, then obviously you are of worth and adventurers of high merit. Do you have anything else? And again, forgive me, as we have just met, and so I'm a little trepidatious, but do you have any other proof that you are, or that you have done these things, or that you have found her?
I unsheath my sword and show it to him.
His eyes widen. You have found this. You have the sword of Ironsong, the family sword. It must be true. It must be true. Okay. So, she passed on. Did she tell you any more, or have you been able to carry on or complete any of her quest?
We have. What do we have? 2 keys?
We
met Blue-Eyed Billy after being in her tomb. Now he sent us on a quest for key.
We only know that we have one.
Oh, that's right.
We have a box that we believe may have the other, but we haven't opened it yet.
So, Williams told you of the keys. Okay. And you say you have one of these? You have one of these keys?
We do.
May I be so forward as to see the key? I don't want to touch it. I don't want to hold it. I frankly don't want to be anywhere near it. But if you have it, I must see it.
I guess it's the old bag of holding.
Am I getting any kind of weird vibes from this guy? Is he doing anything with his hands or twitching?
He is not twitching. He is not doing anything, but roll me an insight check, please. Raziel understands that he is being truthful and being sincere. So what are y'all going to do?
I think it's in the bag of holding, so I can't show it to him.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize I had it in my bag. Turns out I've been a statue for a bit. I forget where things got put. I may fish around in here. Yes, one. You'd think we'd keep these really valuable artifacts somewhere better than in the bottom of this here bag.
One would think, Master Dwarf, but whatever works for you.
And here is the tiny box that we got from the guy who looked just like me.
So, you have managed to find my secret hiding place for the second key. A lot of good that did me fighting down into the dungeons and fighting past and getting into the molten metal. I thought for sure that would be a safe place. But then again, silver lining, if it's been 300 years and you were the ones who have found it, then maybe it wasn't too bad of a hiding place to begin with.
Wait. Are you saying that we should go re-hide these things?
Well, as Billy, William, myself, and Narasbar had planned, we had no intention of the three keys coming together. But if William has perished and you have ended up with the first key, or you've ended up with his key and you now have the second one, apparently the time has come to consider our alternative plans and in trying to prevent the church, or as you call them now, prevent the followers of Bane of bringing back their deity and attempt to destroy this scroll. Unfortunately, I don't know what Raspar has done. Unfortunately, I don't know what Raspar has done with his key, and I'm not sure I want to know, but we had talked about this. So, many years ago, in my time, we had discussed Bane, and we knew that these worshippers, these followers, were hell-bent on wreaking vengeance on the Thayan rulers in the capital. And they had decided, because the Thayans had such disrespect for non-humans in terms of slavery and keeping the gnomes and the dwarven people down, they had grown a deep-rooted hatred for the Thayans, and they had discovered their deity Bane would bring them down, if only that they could bring him back from his banishment at the hands of the goddess Mistra. the goddess of magic, as you may already know. She, in her quest for keeping balance of magic in nature and throughout the planes, she had cast Bane out into one of his the abyssal planes, and locked him out of the mortal planes with her particular magic. As it was, this spell was written on a scroll, of which the paper was ripped from Denir's own personal journal, and ink mixed with the water blessed by the bitch queen herself, Umberly. And
Hey, I know that one name.
the scroll was locked up in a specific case, a magical case that was then locked by 3 keys. The key of power, the key of wisdom, and the key of life, of which I had the key of wisdom, or no, I had the one of power. William had the key of wisdom, and Rasbar Wildmaker, he took off with the key of life. These 3 keys could open up the scroll, and at which point we had not figured out how to destroy the scroll, but this is the one scroll that can undo the banishment and bring back Bane. And as you have, I'm going to assume unwittingly, brought 2 of the keys together, we may only have one choice but to attempt to bring them all 3 back together, find the scroll, and destroy the scroll. At least that was our plan.
Could we not just destroy the keys?
You may try, but no mortal has been able to do this.
Why are we collecting them if they bring him back?
Right. I think we should just destroy the keys and meet at the Winchester and have a pint and wait for this all to blow up.
I agree.
Where is this Winchester that you speak of, and what is a pint?
It's a unit of measure in this strange country that we're from.
So, we'd be alright. Speaking of purely hypothetical nature, if the Church of Bane were to acquire the scroll and not the keys, would they, in theory, then be able to open the box? Not that they have the scroll, just purely asking for a friend.
Hold on. That is interesting. Thongrim, roll me a charisma check. Which one do I want you to do? I want you to do roll me a deception check, please. So, for a friend, you say, Master Dwarf, what would, hypothetically, he says somewhat condescendingly, what would the followers be able to do if they happen to have the scroll, which you say they don't, which I find hard to believe. But let's, for a sake, assume that they do have the scroll. I know of no way that they could open it. But they have had 300 years, you say, to research and find this out, so they possibly have found a way. They may have. But this I do not know. But I will ask, Master Dwarf, have you seen the scroll case?
Oh, yeah. Weird old looking thing with swirls on it, right?
Swirls. Yes.
You know, describes what he saw here.
Master Dwarf, may I ask, are you literate? Are you able to read?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I am a shop owner.
Yes. These swirls, as you call it, did they look to be a form of script that you may have seen, if not been able to understand, but at least have seen before?
Did any of us really get a good look at that, though? Or did
we
Quinn
have it for a while? I can't remember.
I thought it was what Quinn had. Didn't he kind of keep it to himself?
He did.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, we took in a bit of a loose cannon. He wasn't that bright, and he was kind of a loner. And it turns out, he's probably dead. Nope. We found him once, and he's not dead, but he's probably wishing he was, because he got captured by the church and they have the scroll. But, if I'm being completely honest, it wasn't our fault. Except for the fact that he was with us at the time and part of our party. But other than that, totally not, completely absolved.
Well, go ahead.
Look, all right. He had this scroll case from the Red Flames Keep at the time of our departure from the continent, and we honestly didn't know anything about it until we heard this story about the keys and the scroll and the case that held it, and we put two and two together and figured maybe he was complicit. This was well after we had met him. He's been long gone since. We couldn't tell you anymore.
Well, things seem to have gone from bad to maybe worse. So they...
Yeah, that happens around here. You get used to it.
All right. So I'm looking at two keys in front of me. The followers of Bane are now a church. Apparently are in somewhat of a power position here in the lands. And if you are to be believed, and at this point there's no reason not to believe you, they probably have the scroll too. And a 300-year head start in researching other ways of possibly opening the case. This is just wonderful, I tell you. The three of us, the keepers of the keys, had worked hard and come up with an exceptional plan in our minds, only for it to have come crashing down.
I mean, if I'm being pretty honest, they got a 300-year head start, and we're pretty new at this, and we have two pieces of the key. So there's a good chance they've got at least one of them. If you don't happen to know where your buddy might be, then he would be better at hiding than yous were.
Well, that may be true. I did not expect to be subdued. I made my way through this tomb, which has turned out to be, as I correctly suspected, it was consecrated to an ancient vampiric god. And it's like, I figured nobody would be dumb enough to try to fight their way through this tomb and find what I had found. And then on my way out, I was apparently blindsided by some creature that has taken me down.
I mean, to be fair, we're not the best at what we do, and we killed that thing, so that probably wasn't the best place to hide. Also, we didn't come down looking for this place. We just kind of fell through the ceiling and were trapped and stumbled upon it.
You can see that he's feeling a little sheepish about things right now.
But when people say it's too dumb to try and all hope is lost, we're there to prove them wrong.
So what you're saying is no matter how idiot-proof you make something, they'll just keep on making better idiots?
Exactly.
If we're the best idiots there... Wait a second.
Intelligence of 8.
I resemble that remark.
So just to recap something he said, we've got the key of power, he has the key of wisdom, and this Rasbeth guy has the key of...
Yeah, William had the key of wisdom, Gareth was the keeper of the key of power, and Rasbar Wildwander was the keeper of the key of life. He was the keeper of the key of life.
Okay.
So, the best we could figure, based on where the scroll had come from and where the ink had come, William had an idea that if he could submerge the scroll in waters blessed or desecrated or defiled, if you would, by Umberlee herself, it may dissolve the ink and help dispel the scroll. Rasbar had wondered if Denier and his library perhaps would know of a way to dispel spells on Denier's paper, on his parchment. I, for one, voted to attempt to keep the scrolls apart, but that plan has apparently failed.
Denier. Have we heard this name before?
Yes, you had. It was at one point the deity that Eldon had worshipped. He was the god of knowledge, but he is now converted over to a cleric of Eldath. But yes, you have heard that name. And apparently Corin is dead.
I didn't remember it. It was a little too far for me.
You guys. Is this some form of humor that's current these days?
Yeah, it's debatable.
It's some form, one could say. Not the best form, but some form.
Yes, I have much to learn, it seems. So, he goes on to say, obviously it's been many years, many more than I can count apparently, since I've seen our wily gnome friend. But Rasbar was a sneaky little guy, had a silver tongue and the voice of an angel. And if we find him, or if you find him, just be aware. He is a charming little gnome, and many have fallen under his spell, or fallen to his charms, and many didn't even realize it.
When we were looking at those four, I think there are 4 tapestries before, Siona, were you like drawing them or recreating
Yeah, I
them?
have doodles, and I have that one in the bag of holding.
I thought one of them turned into your toga thing. I thought you were...
Yeah, we put it in the bag of holding.
That wasn't a drawing, that was the whole thing.
It was the actual thing.
But the rest of them are drawings, yes.
We have one, that's one drawing, or one tapestry. It was the deck of the ship, and there was a gnome and an elf and a burly bearded man. Can we show him whatever scribbling you have of the one?
Yeah, sure. Take out my sketchbook book and handle it.
I don't suppose this is the gnome of which you speak.
Well, that is a mighty good depiction of him, but that... and he's taking a closer look. Is that a scar running down his face? If I'm looking at that correct, that does appear to be Rasbar. I'm assuming. Well, I mean, this again looks.
Wait, you painted their stunt doubles.
This artwork appears to be the handiwork of William. Wherever you found him, he must have either been losing his mind or bored to tears. Why would he paint such things? Guess we'll never know, but I'm looking at it now.
Well, you say he's crafty. So, how exactly crafty is crafty? If we were to find him, where exactly would we look?
Well, he spoke highly of his hometown. Though he despised it, it's one of those. He had grown very nostalgic over his homeland of Lanton, but could not wait to be apart from it because of their backwards ways of knowledge and ambition. But being as that he was a truly gifted musician, and the ways of the bardic, the bardic ways, however you say that. If I were to find him, I would probably look for a land of, or a way of, that treasured music and life. Or just general good times. But he had, he too was very against the Thayans because of all the races. The gnomes were treated amongst the worst of all the races, and he had never really truly forgiven them for that. Not that he would forgive them, but he was always looking for a way to take them down a peg or two. So who knows? He may have gone towards Thay. This was over 300 years ago. What do I know? I've apparently been stuck under this throne as he's looking back and just disgusted with himself for being taken under by this. He's just at a loss.
Well, I know gnomes live to be very old, but 300 years still might be pushing it. I mean, hopefully his hometown is still there.
There was a crazy old gnome that we used to hear about and would come around to each of our clans from time to time to tell stories to the young. Could that be him?
Oh, I thought that was just a small homeless man.
Well, there's no telling.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Yes.
So you were saying, sorry, out of game, you were saying that it's this. Tell me what you said again about your hometown.
Well, there was an older gnome, kind of a drifter-ish, who used to come round to each of the clans from time to time just to check in, but also tell stories to the young gnomes. Could that be him?
It doesn't sound out of character, to be honest. It very well could be him. But let me guess, no one ever knew where he came from, or knew where he went?
Not really, and we haven't seen him for a long time.
Well, like I said, that's, being of the bardic ways, being able to come and tell stories, and that's definitely within his nature. But there...
Not quite sure.
I'm looking at my echo to try to figure out if it's quite done yelling at me. The way I see it, there are options. He could have gone towards Thay. He could have attempted to work against the Bane, the followers of Bane and Mulmaster up north. He could have gone back to his hometown. Or he could have just gone on a flight of fancy. Who knows? He had spoken about the White Plume Mountain for a while.
So, there's just one problem, I think. This hometown of his, Lanson, I don't suppose that would be in Ecleros?
Ecleros? What is that? Where is that?
I give him a 30-second description of the continent that we're from, referencing the Red Flame Keep and the port town.
Huh. Apparently some of our followers did escape. No, Lanton is it's on the southwestern portion of this land.
Is it a peninsula? Or is it a island? I forgot on the map.
Hold on.
Oh, it's an island.
I believe we said it was somewhere around over here. Maybe.
I think that's... Yeah.
Wait, sorry, ping again? What is it? This you're talking about where we are, right?
No, this is where...
This is...
Go ahead.
This is where Lantan is an island off the southeast peninsula of the continent. Here, we determined Ecleros was somewhere out there. Something like that, right?
Okay.
And while we're looking at this map, let's remember landfall was right here on the southern portion of that little out jut. On the northern portion was Blackmore Manor. The Iron Keep, the Firestone Keep, was here. Aldenburg here. Castle Frederick is around here. And you guys were whisked away and are somewhere around here.
Oh, geez, I'm not even zoomed out enough to see that one. I just saw the edge of that. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So the other places that he was talking about, Mulmaster on the Moon Sea is right here on the northern side. Thay is right here. And the White Plume Mountains, I think, is somewhere over here. But if I were a betting man, and I am not, says Gareth, I could never really intuit what Rasbar was thinking. But as the little gnome here has said, it sounds suspicious, like he may have come back and maybe has been able to live this long. And maybe he has made his way back to Lanton.
As I said, we haven't seen him in years upon years. I remember him from my childhood, and stories persisted about him long after we'd last seen him. But that was 20 years or more ago, before the Church of Bane took its full hold.
Huh. Well, these keys have had magical powers and seem to have at least kept the key keepers alive for some time. But if you say that William has been dispatched, apparently that magic has either faded away or is in the process of fading away. Which
he was dispatched after he gave us the key.
When he was compromised, he gave us the key and sent us away. Transported us near here, which is how we came about falling into this.
Apparently, he may have been keeping a closer eye on us than I had once thought. If he knew I was coming this direction, that wily little bastard. I am sad that he is gone, though. But if he's dead, I'm going to assume the magic is fading, which may mean, if the magic is fading, perhaps it's just a matter of time before the scroll opens regardless. These are things we did not foresee. Huh. Well, I am clearly not a master planner or a master builder. And you guys, if you say you have managed to stumble your way into finding 2 keys, what would you surmise the next step would be?
Is there a lot of lava we can drop these into?
Well, there is what we've called the White Plume Mountain, which is pointing at a fictitious map that nobody can see, would be over here. It is known to be a fierce volcano.
Well, my first thought says we should go to Lantern, but that's a hell of a long way to go for just on a hunt.
Especially without the help of a teleport as we got before. This is a long way away.
Yes. And we are no closer to Mulmaster either. I had heard that the followers of Bane were attempting, again, this was a few months ago, and apparently they have been busy these past 300 years. But they were attempting to consolidate their power in the area of Mulmaster. I know they were starting to have a military faction and I will call it, for lack of a better term, a magical faction. The Blades and the Cloaks, they called themselves. I thought it was a bit on the nose myself, but that's what you get from those people. And that would be up here.
What was the name of that again?
Mulmaster.
Can I history check whether or Eldon would know whether that's the case still?
Yeah. I would think that either Eldon or Thongrim would probably know of this or have heard of this.
I mean, if I have, I'll throw in.
Yeah.
If we corroborate, is this still the case? Is this historical and they've moved, or is this still the case 300 years later that that's their center of, and would we know that?
I think you would know that they have started to centralize in that area.
I share back with him that sounds like where they're at, and their core is still there.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they have the scroll, that may be a
Actually, that might even be in the Book of Bane, right?
It may be. But I haven't read it.
But we have it, and we have sort of started, maybe.
Yeah, so in that case, I would probably imagine that Raziel had probably spent more time thumbing through the book than anybody else. Maybe Eldon.
I had a copy, but Oren has the copy, so...
I have it?
No, Oren the dog.
Oren. Oh, that's right.
I probably would have gotten through a couple chapters, but then put it down after finding it a little droll.
Yes. So, but in there you would have probably seen some references leading that Mulmaster would be where they had started to where they hold their seat of power, which I would imagine y'all would surmise at some point that perhaps the caravan was heading that direction from many moons ago.
Is that where they're taking Quinn?
We don't know where Gildal has taken Quinn. All she mentioned was the capital.
The capital is different than Mulmaster.
We don't know. That's all she said. But it seems like a reasonable assumption.
So, are we looking for our options now?
So, I would assume that to be the case.
So we have finding and rescuing Quinn, deciding if we want to go find out if the old gnome is still around, and maybe has the third key. If we want to bring the keys together, or just try and dispose of the keys we have.
Well, if we try to go mount any kind of rescue, we probably shouldn't bring the keys we have to them.
True. Although we could use maybe trade, as long as we can be certain that all three keys wouldn't come together.
Which we could only do if we had other keys in our possession.
Which we have two.
So you're saying tell them we have one and trade it?
Possibly.
Not let them realize we have a second?
And trade it?
Trade it for Quinn's life.
And then hope they don't decide to murder us all when they're done? I have a feeling that Bane and his followers are not the most trustworthy.
True.
I mean, but there's also we are probably a target having these things on our person.
So that's actually interesting. I'll ask Gareth. So there's three of these keys. Obviously, if anyone got a hold of all three, that would be bad. But the one that we have on us now, I don't suppose there's any sort of scrying involved. Does anyone know that we have these?
Until now, I would have assumed that there was no scrying, but now that you have informed me that William teleported you directly to here, it may not so be the case.
Well, it was nearby. He didn't get us directly here so much, but it was near.
And they're in our bag of holding, so they're not anywhere where they could be scried and point to us, right?
They're there in another plane when we put them in the bag.
Right.
Which does mean they could be stolen by somebody on that plane, right? What plane are they on? How does this stuff even work?
We're going to start questioning the bag of holding.
I do not know any of these things in game or out of game. So, it may be that there was an ability to use the key of wisdom to perhaps scry out the locations of the other two keys.
So do these keys have powers in a way that you could use them singly with their power?
I was not aware of any such things, but apparently William was able to muster something out of them. If you would, do you mind handing me the scroll, the fine box that you had found? My box, please.
I think it's in the bag.
Yeah, that's the best copy.
Showed it to him, so...
I thought we got them both out. I don't know. If not, here they are.
All right. So he takes the one that has the etching of the chains on it, and he whispers in Elvish the word freedom, as you hear, and the box opens up, revealing an orange stone key that is luminescent. One gets the feeling, a small sense of power out of this. Hence the name of the key. When these were used at the time, they were just as incantations to lock this scroll. I do feel as though I may be stronger while holding this key. But there's nothing, I don't understand any more than that.
Okay.
Yes. So, but you can feel, he feels like he has gotten a little stronger, though, while holding the key itself.
Like physically?
Like physically stronger. Almost as if his strength score had gone up a point.
Maybe Thongrim should go take a peek at it.
Makes me want to look at that other key. Being it's the key of wisdom.
Is there a key of constitution for 1 point?
Well, there is a key of life.
Okay.
So maybe I just broke the game. I don't know. But we're going with it.
As the party devolves into killing each other to hold this key of strength.
I don't need that one, so y'all fight over it.
Hey, if you have 20...
Let the weak people fight over the key of strength.
I can carry more if I carry this stone? Is that what you're saying?
Can you carry more than the stone itself weighs?
Yeah, how much does a stone weigh?
It's a 15-pound stone. Let's carry 15 more pounds.
Yeah.
It's a staff of create wands. All it does is create more of staffs of create wands. So yes.
Of course.
So yes. So apparently that key of power increases your physical strength while you are holding it. The key of wisdom appears to have let William scry the location of other keys.
So I don't think we should be using that key because one slight strength increase for the cost of everybody knowing where we're at.
Yeah, but if we've got the key of wisdom, then
We have the key of wisdom is I guess the key we don't want anybody to have. Probably use it right now to scry where the third key is.
And if they happen to have the third key, then they like, oh, look, the other two keys have just popped up.
Well, they would know we scried them.
I'm sure they're probably trying to scribe. I mean, if I had the third key and that's all I had, I'd be constantly just checking up on it.
Right, but as of right now, all we know is that the key of wisdom would allow the scrying. The key of power allows the strength, so it's safe to assume the key of life does something different.
Okay, I thought they could all find each other.
No.
Then I'll be happy to hold that key of strength if no one else needs it.
Well, 15 more pounds of gear is about half my size, so I really wouldn't, it would make me pretty bulky to have more strength.
What's your strength score?
8.
See, mine's 9. That would actually give me a 0 bonus, but...
Oh, yeah, go for it.
what's your strength, Ash and Lindsay?
20.
Mine is
Better be 20.
20.
A +1's only good if you have another +4.
Yeah, but if you have an odd number, it helps. If you don't, it's just 15 more pounds to carry.
Yeah.
I'm maxed out on weight. You should probably take it, Cord.
Okay, I will take that.
Do they do anything if we put them together?
They open a box that lets us read a scroll.
There is that. I'm not sure of any magical Voltron type thing or Triforce type thing yet, but there might be. Who knows?
They go jingle, 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 jingle.
Jingle, jangle, jingle.
Yes, if you put them on, say, a ring of some form, they may jingle in your pocket.
A ring of holding.
Perhaps the one ring of holding.
Guys, I think we have our quest.
I'd like to see that key of wisdom.
We still haven't gotten this box open, right?
He just opened the box for us.
Okay.
That's
That.
why we're all like determining whether or not who wants
Okay.
who wants to carry the key of strength and get more strength. Woohoo!
So we're visibly looking at the key of strength and key of wisdom in front of us right now, right?
Yes.
Anything, silly question, anything physically similar about them? Do they look exactly the same?
Well, one of them is a blue luminescent one, and one of them is a orange luminescent one. But they both roughly look key-shaped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will ask him, if I'm not saying this is a great idea, but if one was to use the key of wisdom to scry, how would they go about doing it?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I had no idea that it was even a thing. I am just putting two and two together. You say that William teleported you near to where I was. William, I never told him where I was going.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just go ask Billy
Well, if we have a cleric here, I'm sure he knows speak with dead.
I mean, we're not positive as he's dead. He just got attacked or whatever when he ported it. Right? Isn't that what happened?
He'll go from Blue-Eyed Billy to Billy the White.
The last y'all had seen of Blue-Eyed Billy, the cavern walls that he was stuck in came tumbling down as a armada of ships of the Black Fleet were pummeling in with cannon fodder and all sorts of other armaments. So
He's fine.
you left him in a blaze of glory, as far as you know. That, and as you guys took an inept guard from Castle Frederick and bound him and kicked him off into the water to assumedly drown. So those were the two things y'all last saw in the cavern.
And yes, in my morning meditations, I can ask to have the capability to speak with the dead.
Although I think we have to actually have his corpse for that to work.
All the while, Bastet is kind of curling around y'all's legs, kind of wandering around, attempting to see if he can purr at you guys some more. So you guys have laid out several options that I've heard. Saving Quinn, finding Rasbar, trying to maybe find a way to destroy said keys, doing something with the Thayan capital, maybe something with the White Plume Mountain, and the last option you have is to go find Billy's corpse to try to speak with the dead, or 7, try to just use the key of power, see if key of wisdom, see if you can figure out how to scry things. See if it works for one of you.
Well, I say we probably should try to scry the thing.
Hey, Eldon, take a peek.
I'll pick up the key and look at it, but I'll look over at Bastet, say, Bastet, so what are your plans for now that... What are your plans once you've let us out of here?
Well, this has been my home for many years, and I see no reason to leave. I will continue to stand guard here. There's plenty of food for me. I have nowhere else to go, and so this shall be my home.
Well, good news, you get a cat.
Well,
Wait, this is the cat talking, isn't it?
that was the
Yes.
cat talking.
I was confused.
Mr. Ironsong, is that right?
Yes.
What do you plan on doing?
Well, I don't know. I've only been around here for, a little over an hour now, so I haven't put much thought into it.
Actually, how old does he look to us? And how? I mean, we know he's 300 years old while he, because of being petrified. But was he in his prime? How old does he look, or is?
I would say, being a human paladin, probably, I'd say in his, a little past his prime. If I'd say he would have been like a general or something. So mid to upper 50s, something like that.
And do you know what? Or just, I mean, like, would he be want to travel and be a part of this? Mr. Ironsong, would you want to go with us in our quest? whatever it may be?
I'm thinking. I am not sure. Honestly, I feel like my planning did not go well, and I feel like this quest may have passed me by.
Maybe would you...
Okay, so go ahead.
I understand you're old, out of your prime, you just want it all to end. Yes, a hero's death is what you need, we understand. And I hold up the horns, and, no, I'm kidding, I don't...
I think we've tried that before. Did not go over too well. Maybe it wasn't a hero's death.
Well, it's a shame that you can't join us, but I promise you that we will see the keys brought together and the scroll destroyed, or at the very least, the keys lost to the winds. Worst case, one of the two. No other outcome I see is feasible.
Well, this is good to hear, that the quest will continue. Eldon, roll me an Arcana check.
Before I do that...
No, you will do it now. No, go ahead.
No, never mind. Yeah, I'll do it. Sorry. I'm thinking... Well...
So the moment that you pick up the key and focus on it, you are able to, in your mind's eye, you see clearly that the key is, well, I say clearly, that may be a bit strong of words, but you see it in a sea area as an area that's cold in nature around a sea. You assume that it is closer and around perhaps the Mulmaster area.
The other key?
Yes.
I won't say anything about that to anybody else. That's part of why I started asking the stat what he was planning to do, because I think we should probably make our way out, and I think we need to take a couple of a day or so to rest, recover, and from this ordeal here, and then make some decisions then as to where to go and what to do.
Probably a good idea.
So, Eldon, have you actually been there before?
Been where?
To Mulmaster.
You didn't tell you that place.
I know of it. Never. I haven't until I met you all. Hadn't left the island of Landham, so this seeing the world is all new to me. However, my studies have told me about it, and they're fine.
Well, if we want to make a mad dash for the third key, that would be the place to go. I'm not sure if we have any better options.
As I saw the key, I do not share that at the moment that I saw. I'm ready.
Oh, then
yeah.
None of that.
Yeah. I think maybe we should go. I guess what I started to say was I think maybe we should go rest up and prepare for our journey and weigh our options and decide where to go. Bastet, your plan is to stay here. Mr. Ironsong, are you going to come with us or stay with and watch over Bastet?
Well, as I said, I feel this quest may have passed me by. So, I will try to start anew. Perhaps find a local area.
You can go work at Thongram's shop, right?
That'd be a long trek from here.
Oh, I forget how close we are.
Way down here.
Nix what I said.
Oldenburg here. Yeah, something like that. We're not far from the town we were just visiting, right? I mean, we ran out of the town because it was over by the Church of Bane, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we are kind of on. We don't have we don't know a safe place in this area to go.
I mean, we don't know anything. We've never been down here for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning as we go about the area, but we don't know of any other towns in this area. Would we know, just by knowledge of the map, know of other towns?
I'm sure that you would. I mean, you are from this area, so you would know of a general geographic. Especially if you are not a seeker of knowledge, you would know a good geographical area of this continent.
So Gareth, this is all. We've got a tumultuous quest in front of us. So just one more question. How the fuck do we get out of?
Such language. And he kind of looks.
I haven't had fresh air in a day.
And Bastet's kind of walking back and forth by the door. I told you I would show you the way out.
I don't remember that. It was a week ago.
It's right around the corner.
Here you go. Yes, let's head out, and we need to get to fill in the nearby town.
Coatalaco.
Well, no, Coatalaco was over. We kind of left because they were overrun by Bane, and they might recognize us there. And I'm thinking we need to go to a town where we can be as inconspicuous as possible to rest, recover, get some food, and then decide where we're going to go. Is that
seems like an agreeable plan?
Agreeable. And
yeah, that sounds like a good course of action.
So that's why I was asking what other towns, villages, cities would be in this geographic area that we could travel to and maybe take Gareth with us to get to a new start.
That does sound agreeable to me.
So we leaving?
I don't see any reason to stay.
I wouldn't mind leaving.
Well, we can head on out.
Lead the way. Assuming that was Bastet talking.
Yes, I think everybody's good with leaving the thing.
Is he going to travel with us to just like get out of here and
Yes.
get to the next town?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I would come with us.
We're gonna let me change this.
The map is moved. So we're all just following the step. How did he get past the mist?
When the doppelganger was taken out, that force that had gone through had wiped that away.
Oh.
So Bastet takes you around the corner, and leads you up to this area here. And everybody follows around. Basically, he when Bastet gets up to this point. Now, as I told you that I would promise you I'd tell you the way out, and over across the way here, through the iron gate there, which is right here. There are two ways. You can use this lever, but I will tell you there is a trap here, and it will open up a trap door. The lever, well, you have to push it down, and obviously I can't do it because I'm a cat. And then somebody has to hold the wheel and turn the wheel that's beneath it, and it can only be turned while the lever's being held down. But as soon as he lets go, the lever swifts up and everything falls apart. It's going to be a dexterous nightmare. Or if you happen to have a key, which I have lost, there is a keyhole just hidden right on top of the portcullis. It looks like it's a platinum lock face.
If only someone could pick a lock.
Or use a magical hand to hold the lever down.
Or somebody may have found a platinum key.
Or do we have?
Oh, yeah. Like a couple weeks ago, maybe? I don't remember.
At the end of session before last, somebody stumbled upon a shell that had a key in it.
And then ate a bunch of shrooms and has no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
Might that actually be this computer?
Yes. So Thongrim pulls out his platinum key, and to speed things along, he pulls out the platinum key and says, "This is probably what the key is," and tosses it at Corin.
All right, I will put it into the keyhole.
And with a satisfying chunk, the gate swings open.
And there are a bunch of baboons waiting for us.
Lots of baboons. All the baboons. There's a stairwell that's leading up to a, get this, a secret door. So, what would you like to do?
I would like to leave this place and never return.
Bastet, what is through this door?
It's out to the temple grounds. This is the entrance of our fine temple of Zatsalaha.
Was that the name of this place?
Why, yes. The ancient god of vampires.
So that's what that translates to.
But
It all comes... We started at the end.
Information that could have been brought to me yesterday!
all right, so somebody gonna go open the door?
Yes, I'll open the door.
All right. 1 second. That was the wrong button.
Oh, this door seems to open up into a wall.
Is there a horse? Wait, what? Is there a horse out here?
Maybe. So you guys open up the door.
Or stairs?
Which reveals the temple grounds, which is at the top of this, at the top of the temple. The doorway inches forward. Roll me a perception check real quick, and I'm going to assume that you guys had opened the door quietly. So Corin looks out, and he sees that there are two creatures milling around and prowling around the grounds.
I yell shit and jump back down the stairs.
Big creatures?
Big creatures. He is able to ascertain, as he's looking out, that they appear to be larger than normal hyenas. Or hyena-like creatures.
As I come back downstairs, like, hey, Eldon, I got my ass kicked in that fight. I'm not going out there first.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea to check. Where are we all health? I got my ass kicked too.
I'm at 5.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Trying to figure out where I'm at.
I think I've pasted y'all all on the map. I think.
Where's everybody at health-wise? I mean...
I only see 2 of us.
Yeah, I do too. Hang on.
I'm getting there. Where is everybody at health-wise?
14.
Is that above or below half?
Below.
Okay, I'm at 10, which is below half. Who else is below half? Raz and... But Siona and Thongram, you two are doing alright?
Yeah, I'm only 4 points down.
Okay.
and still surprisingly has not taken a hit.
So yeah, I guess I'll use my channel divinity then. This one. Oh, there's a button that triggers it somewhere. No. So just tell me how many points to get up to half you're at.
5 for me.
I would need 9.
Okay, perfect. So the 3 of us are up to.
All right.
And just for the hell of it, I'm going to use 4 points to lay on hands on myself.
I'm going to heal myself another 7.
I'm guessing I don't need to attune to this key of power.
Nah. I think
Since he got stronger as soon as he grabbed onto it?
Yeah.
Well, the other question... No, it's a 10-minute cast to do it, so... I mean, we could use a scroll that does a 10-minute cast, which is...
I think we're fine.
Pretty hefty heal. It's good to use during a long rest. But...
Probably best to save scrolls for emergencies.
Yeah. Well, happens to be it's a 10-minute cast, so it's like it'd be an odd place that you couldn't use it as just an instant.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So it's one of those ones that you use during rest.
Don't worry, we'll hold them off for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have come up the stairs there. Corin has noticed that there are 2 hyenas prowling around. I'm assuming that Siona and Thongram are still in the tunnel somewhere.
We can be.
That's it. Y'all's call.
Yes. I mean, you have us out front right now. So
I was just copying. I just took your tokens from the last map and drug them.
I'm gonna just assume the second after we decide to go, that's where we are.
All right.
We'll jump out of the door in that position.
So you say large hyena, are you talking like direwolf size?
Yes.
Someone's raring for a fight right now.
Apparently. Let's see. Yeah, the moment you come out, this guy, he sees you, and he comes, he's, smells meat, probably smells Thongram, and comes charging. So that's an initiative on that. All right, Corin, you are up.
I'm just going to... hold on. What's the rules for moving to people? Difficult terrain?
Yes. Difficult terrain, and then if you're hostile, you can't make it through.
Yeah, hey, swap me and Corin, by the way, because Corin is the one door.
Okay, I am going to run out, let's see, 10 to right here. Can I see over that, whatever that is?
The dais there?
It's like a gargoyle or a vampire statue, like a bat.
Yeah, you can see through it. It's kind of like it's like an altar.
Well, I'm going to just
this
stay
line
here. I'm going to hold my action
That's your
and
spiritual
take a
weapon.
shot. I'm going to take a bow shot the moment either one of them is adjacent to an ally.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right. This guy, sensing that, he's got 50, and that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Comes bounding up, and he's done. Eldon, you are up.
Okay, so let's see. Oops, wrong. 5, 15, 20 to there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thongrim, you're on deck.
I will move to there. Or here. No, I'll move to there. And so that's my move. I will cast Sacred Call Down Sacred Flame on this guy.
They are large. As a dexterity save. Alright, so he gets +2. He failed.
So he takes 10 damage. And then
He is unable to escape the flames as they come down from the heavens.
with my bonus action, I'm going to put my spiritual weapon here and attack this guy.
Okay. That's the 10 is a miss.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it is able to get out of the way. All right, Thongrim, you are up. Raziel is on deck.
So I'm trying to figure out how large is how big? Can a large swallow us?
I think you have to be gargantuan. I think you have to be 2 sizes larger. So on the scale,
That's fine with me.
yeah.
That's fine. I can't remember. I was trying to. All right. Leroy Jenkins. Rage.
All right. Now,
Adjacent, so I'm shooting.
yeah, I was going to say technically you have readied that, so you can. That's a hit.
Ooh, 14 damage.
All right, as an arrow gets him, as Thongrim is starting to rage his barbarian self, an arrow just lodges right into like the shoulder of this hyena. And that is a hit. Also a hit.
+4.
I was trying to figure out 38? No. 28?
Yeah. So you have managed. Tell us what you've done to this poor creature.
I'm just gonna kind of run at him, swinging, making barking sounds at him, I guess, and then the arrow's gonna kind of wing over my head and catch him, and then I'm going to kind of hack at where the arrow lands.
All right. So you've destroyed the creature and you've killed the arrow too.
Hey.
All right.
Bad dog.
Be sure to take that arrow out of your inventory. All right.
And I will do nothing else.
Raz, you hear
Well, I
some...
suppose I can do this, right? I can move one more, right?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can move back here. Well, no, I'll move back here.
All right. Raz, you've heard
Just come back to the top of the stairs.
Nice. You hear the commotion going on outside. What are you doing?
5, 10, 15. Do I see the hyena in front of me?
You do.
I shout, Jesus Christ! 5, 10.
You hear a response. What?
The voice in the sky had returned. And, oh, really? That's 13 hit? Woo! Okay. I'll pull up the horns and start, I won't hex him, but I will just start firing 2 green bolts of energy.
All right. Oh, the first one shoots right over its head. But adjusting for wind, you turn around and do what?
Pop it right in the left eye. So 10 total.
And because you hit it directly in the eye, we're going to say it's going to have, taken part of its sight off. It's going to have disadvantage on its next attack.
Woo! I do nothing.
All right, Siona, you are up.
I'm going to... This is just a wing, right? Like I can walk underneath this?
Yes. You can kind of scoot underneath it, but yeah, yeah.
Okay. Take a swing.
That is a hit.
So 24.
Oh, he is bloodied and angry.
And I'm done.
All right. Corin, you are up.
Well, I will just then, seeing that, casually scroll over here, get a better shot, line it up, and
That's a hit.
for 17 more piercing damage in the face.
In the face, even. So tell us what happens when this arrow enters said face.
Like right up the nose.
Up the nose. I mean, it goes and launches as he's, trying to, shake free from his left eye being pummeled and being stabbed or being chopped by this battle axe. You just line it up and just this blood starts pouring out of his nostrils as the hyena just keels over.
Nice Labot.
All right. You guys have managed to clear out the area at the top of the temple there. So from there, you are kind of, you are where you want to. It's wherever y'all want to go. You guys have successfully escaped the tomb.
Let's get out of here before the baboons show up.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't make much noise to attract attention.
All right. So, Let's do this. I know it's a bit early, but it's 10 till 9. Where are y'all thinking? Where are y'all gonna head?
Nearest town, not Guadalaco.
All right.
I mean, even if we don't know that, Ironsong guy, Geralt, whatever the hell his name is.
Gareth.
I'm getting Gareth, and Geralt all confused.
Geralt.
I just don't respect him. He would know maybe where town was at.
Okay.
300 years.
At least 300 years ago, he would know where it was at.
All right. Well, if it's left up to him, he's going to start heading. He would start heading probably north. Overall, we'll find the nearest town. What is your plan? What is your next major plan?
To make a plan.
Well, to say goodbye to Bastet and make sure we're not being followed, and at which time I will start to share what I learned about the key.
Okay. Bastet did not follow you up the stairs.
Okay. Sorry I didn't share this inside, but I felt like Bastet may be a liability if he were to know too much more. This key apparently is how Blue-Eyed Billy teleported us here.
How he teleported us, or knew where to teleport us?
Both.
So we can bamf around the world now?
And I can likely discern that Blue-Eyed Billy died to do that.
How can you discern that?
Something about this key when I focused on it told me where the other key was, which is near Moldath, however they got it. Moldath, is that right?
Maulmaster.
Maulmaster, which makes me worry that they may already have that key. But the key feels like it can send us. It seems to have the power to send us there with great cost.
Cost?
As in life force. That's why I believe
we have to sacrifice Thongrim to go there?
Someone willingly must sacrifice themselves to do it, from what I can tell.
I mean, if we have to sacrifice Thongrim, so be it.
So Gareth walks up to you. Am I understanding you correctly, that you feel that this is how William gave his life, is to send you here?
Believe so. He wasn't. We left with the impression he was going to fight those who were there, but from what I can feel from this key, he would have had to expend his life in order to send us to this area.
So this was not some normal teleport spell that he cast on it.
Yes, this is deep magic.
He must have felt strongly that you, as a group, could contend with what's coming, and may be able to actually succeed.
And if they've had the other key in Moldath for any period of time, then that was how he chose to send us here.
Yes. Well, it sounds reasonable and makes sense that if he saw that the other key was there and this one was here, that it's better that you have them both than for, I guess, the church. It's going to pain me to get used to saying that, than the church to be able to get it. You can see a look on his face. He's contemplating, weighing something in his mind.
It seems like you're deep in thought about something. Something you'd like to share.
If William was willing to give his life for you to do this, I'm wondering what's left for me here. And if I should also follow suit and uphold my oath as a keykeeper.
Well, let's not be hasty about this. I think we need to drink and think about this for a little bit, because I'm not so sure bringing these two keys to Mulemaster would be very wise. And bringing the three keys within proximity, unless we have a very good plan.
I agree. I'm torn. I would, as much as I would like to keep on to my having just been woken after 300 years again, as I hear, I would like to enjoy some time, but it sounds like Bane is close, and I have sworn an oath to prevent this from happening.
Does the sacrifice have to be willing?
Yes. Yes, as far as I can tell, it takes a willing participant.
Yes, so no going and finding somebody and sacrificing them for it.
Yeah, that would be what the Church of Bane would try and do.
You could try to trick somebody.
Let's not do that.
That's what bandits are for. You go out there and like, I need some gold equipment. You find a bandit and you have gold equipment. We just need someone dumb enough to sacrifice themselves to save us from walking.
Go find us a diamond in the rough and see if we can get into the Cave of Wonders.
So I think we should take maybe a week to think about how to do this.
All right. So, nearest town, we will find that. I will let y'all know. And again, be thinking about y'all's plan of attack. You will have some time to figure out what your next, where you're going next.
Is he coming with us into town to sort of drink on his thoughts, or is he staying in this temple?
No, he's following y'all to the town.
Okay.
All right. So, no. All right. So that said, I can't hear it.
Background.
That? I can't hear anything. But we will call it. It is level 6.
Yay! I can do damage now.
Yay! Congratulations, everybody.
Does that also mean long rest?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to call it. Why not?
How many days travel to the nearest town as we deliberate our options and things like that? Like, do we get everything back?
We're going to say that you guys end up wandering for 3 days.
Okay.
But we're not going back to Aarakocra Town, are we? Going onward?
Y'all specifically said you didn't want to go back to Coatlaco, or the Aarakocra land.
Yeah, I was suggesting not going back there, considering the way things left when we left.
Okay, I thought you said you did for some reason. My bad.
Yeah, no, because remember when we left there, I believe they were overrun by the Church of Bane, kind of ransacking and taking everything from,
Yes.
kind of demanding tribute, since they'd been out from under the hand for some time.
Well, yes, Reinhardt Bennicut had ended up trying to steal the mithril from them, and they did not take kindly to it. And so they ended up running over the town, or taking over the town, and starting to incarcerate all of the Aarakocran as well. So all of that was happening when you guys got back from the mithril mines. Okay, so be thinking about it. If you have any ideas, email me. Let me know about where you want to go, or email, or post to the Facebook group and say, hey, this is kind of where we're thinking. Anything ahead of time would be great for preparation's sake. And make sure that your character sheets are up to date. If anything, if you have any questions or anything that you want to discuss, or if it's just going to be taking the next level in what you're doing, let me know.
That's what I'm doing.
On levels, we normally are you going to take the average, or are you going to roll for it?
I'm taking the average.
I think the only person rolling for it was Thongr.
Yeah, I took the average.
It's worth one.
All right. So I know you toyed with the idea. Yeah, I know you were probably just joking, but taking a level in monk, you can do that if you want.
He's not dexterous or wise enough to do that.
I'll have to do my homework.
Hey, neither was Kung Fu Panda, but that worked out.
It worked out well.
He needed 13 in dex and wisdom to be a monk.
He could just be a poor monk. Maybe a barbarian who just thinks he's a monk. Okay, well, one last thing, and we'll go ahead and call it, but I told you I would show y'all what's up on the what's up with this temple.
The who's of what's it up to the temple?
I told y'all I would show you everything on the temple.
Oh, the full map?
Yeah.
Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out.
There's no zoom out far enough for this map.
Well, yeah, you need a 4K monitor to do it.
I have a 4K monitor. I still can't zoom out far enough.
I've got an ultra wide, and this is still stupid.
I can see it all.
I am zoomed out all the way, and okay, there we go. There's one click left. I can't see anything because it's tiny, but I've zoomed up.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're waiting, I'm calling my horse. Like, he's going to be with us, or at least on his way back when we come back to this.
Yeah, so my question on the trial, you said about 3 days to get to the next town or whatever. Would we need to worry about things we ran into along the way, or would it be mundane?
At this point, it'll be mundane. If something strikes my fancy, I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm just thinking, like, in terms, because each long rest, you don't get all of your hit dice back. But after about 3 days, you would get them back if you didn't have to use them.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking in terms of like maxing everything back up. It's safe to say we could max everything back up.
Yeah.
Although we just changed levels, so maybe it's just an automatic when you get a new level. Just everything goes to a max.
No, usually to level up, you have to take a long rest.
Yeah, okay. I know, I was kind of kidding in terms of like video game style, where it's like, hey, I leveled. I went from 0 health, from 1 health back to 200 health.
That would be fun in the middle of a fight. You kill one kobold, you're full health, and you turn to the dragon. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, ta-da. All right, so there's the entire map. You guys explored probably 70% of it.
So
We could have spent like 6 more weeks in here then.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you guys did not hit this room at all, this room at all. You saw into this one. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I don't mean to talk over. I was just saying, we skipped that. The beholder. Was it really a beholder?
No.
Yeah, okay.
It was something that's actually meant it looks like a beholder, but it is not.
But we would have been going the wrong way. So.
Yes. Yes, you would have.
A beholder would have looked at us and we all would have died. That would have been the game.
I think it was a gas spore or something. In here, if you can see where I'm pinging, the little diamond lozenge-shaped one, rupee-shaped one, was a tomb of 2 monks. The green-looking one was a room full of fire beetles and something. The hallway on the far top of the map was a big, long, trapped thing. The locked door outside of the liquid metal room, if you would have burst through that, you would have teleported back to just outside of the, if you can see where I'm pinging here, right out to the hallway that you got to past the Nereid battle. You would have warped back there.
Would that have teleported us the other way, though, too?
No.
Okay.
No. The room that Siona went into on the far left of the map, that was just a big battle against a big guy that wouldn't have netted you anything. So you made the right decision. You missed a game of pelota, a soccer game right here that could have netted you an eagle whistle that would have allowed you to fly whenever you blew, as long as you blew the whistle.
Oh, we're going back in.
I want that whistle.
I want the whistle.
Yes.
We could share it. Let's just go back and get it.
So there was that.
What was the thing that was flying all the time? What was that?
It was just a thing that was just to irritate you.
Okay.
You could, if you would have started following it, it would have just led you randomly throughout the tunnel, and that was all it was intended to do. This entire thing was inspired to be pretty much a meat grinder for a competition. You were when it was written, you were given 3 hours, maybe 4 hours to get as far into the through the dungeon as possible. I don't see how that was even remotely possible.
Because you don't talk, you just like over here. These guys, on the were they meant to just be killed?
No, they were meant to. No, you were supposed to talk to them, but they were intended to send you the way that you guys actually did that rules as the book was written. The difficult part is you guys couldn't understand the language.
Yeah, I didn't have prepared. I have tongues as a 3rd level spell now available, but I didn't have that one, so that would have helped if I had it. And then we had the one scroll, which now I'm kicking myself that we even used it because it's a ritual that I could have transferred into my ritual book and would have been able to reuse it.
We'll just buy one at some point.
Yeah.
So I thought it was an interesting one. You also missed this room here, which was actually the easy route. You would have been swarmed by ghosts that couldn't do anything to you. But you would have been able to walk directly up into the baboon room.
What if we had found a way out of the baboon room? Or would that have...
Honestly,
what if my rope climbing worked?
Honestly, I don't know. I was struggling to figure that out.
What about the pool room on the next floor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we never went down past the... We didn't go down here either. Bottom right corner.
Looks like it was just more of a trap in case you got this far.
Oh, wow. That doesn't look fun.
Okay, so if you would have gone down to where the gold was, there was a hidden door that took you into this temple, which would have been quite an interesting role-playing event. And you might have been able to get into the good graces of a demon. And there was a treasure there. I can't remember what it was. The pool room was a large trap, but right here you would have fought an ochre jelly, which would have taken you into this octopus room that you could have, in theory, danced to your death. Let's see. In the vampire closet, it was not a vampire. It was a gibbering mouth, and there was a couple of magic items in there, too. That would have been interesting.
What about that trap that put us all... That was sleep forever?
No, that was literally sleep forever for 5,000 years.
But where was it?
It was in the the door that led into Tloques Papalokis' room. That is the green orb. That is the trap. I shouldn't have told you that because you guys still have the green orb. But whatever, I've ruined that.
We didn't detect magic on the green orb.
No, you did not.
I mean, I detected magic in that room, so it didn't show up.
We forgot about it.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's everything.
Well, it'll seem mundane to us, so when we get to the village and sell all the mundane items, someone will deal with it later.
Yes, or Thongrim will throw it at somebody.
Or use it himself.
Yeah.
He'll use it as a bowling ball.
So yeah, I thought this was interesting. I liked it. It was a little more meat grindery than I expected when we first started it.
Yeah, that whole mist of not being unable to rest. You weren't meant to make it through this.
No. But you guys did good. I thought y'all, for the most part, were pretty creative on how y'all dealt with it.
Well, we just said, screw it. We're just gonna ignore it. Carry on.
Yeah. Well, it was. I think it. I blew some of my spells early.
So that first fight with that vampire thing was the hardest fight in here.
Which if you had gone through this, the direction from the entrance to the end, that should be the hardest one, right?
Yeah.
But this was one where the entrance we entered at the reverse side. We entered at the end.
Hey, Will, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know now, I'm going to go ahead and take comprehend languages, so I can understand spoken language. Would you say that any willing participants willing to go back and forth with me, I could have two-way communication?
I honestly don't know.
Using telepathy to speak in their head and then comprehend to understand what they say back?
Yes, I would say that would work, rules as written.
Okay, cool.
That's kind of what we did. Is just took three of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That was a scroll of comprehend languages, right?
Yes.
Well,
Cool.
yeah. So that was something that I was mentioning at the beginning in my wish list, because that I realized later that was a ritual that I could have put in my ritual book, since I have ritual casting, and it's a wizard spell. So that was something I was like, well, that would be on my wish list of items. But also, I have tongues as a spell.
Yeah.
I can do so. But there's multiple ways we could have had better understanding of what was going on in there.
Yeah, but it was interesting. One other thing, when you guys came out of that, if you remember the little tunnel that walked through here, there was that random statue that was kind of broken in half that had black opal eyes. I know I'm asking you to think back 2 months, but there was you could have actually used its sword